And that was Lois Brown of the Mounted Police of Newmarket, or she spoke in the Canadian House of Commons about the heart-wrenching story of Stephen Watkins and his missing abducted children, Alexander and Christopher Watkins. Now, Stephen Watkins last saw his sons in December of, two, of 2011 through a court-issued access order in Poland. He said the Newmarket father of the two abducted boys will be back in Polish courtroom this next week, May 16th, in an ongoing legal battle to bring them home. On Sunday afternoon, Stephen Watkins got on a plane bound for the country where his ex-wife took Alexander, 10, and Christopher, 8, in April of 2009. Police alleged Adita Watkins abducted the boys and took them to her birth country during a court-ordered weekend access visit, even though Watkins was awarded full custody after their bitter divorce. A Canada-wide arrest warrant and an Interpol arrest notice have been issued for Adita Watkins. Last December, a Polish court ruled against the boys' return to Canada, saying they had already adapted to their lives in Poland. Watkins is now appealing that decision. He said he is not hopeful the ruling will be overturned. Unfortunately, everything is stacked against me, Watkins said in an interview as he packed his suitcase Sunday morning. The boys were found in Warsaw with their mother last summer, July of 2011. He is hoping to see them again this week, but does not have a court order allowing him to do so. Watkins said Poland does not share an extradition treaty with Canada, but is supposed to follow the rules debating the quick return of abducted children set out in the Hague Convention. And you can listen to a 2-hour blog talk radio show where he goes in and discusses his May 16th court appeal with Glendine Grant of the blog talk radio show, where she raises awareness. And you can get that archive on my website at www.symradio.com and just click on the tab that says International and National Missing Children's Day on Facebook. And we will go in later on talking about this when Stephen Watkins gets back from Warsaw, Poland. I spoke with him earlier on the phone back on Friday, and he said that we will put something together where he can actually explain this, because in this 2-hour show, he did not get a chance to be able to explain the AR technology and QR codes, missing children posters, and what he is doing, and about International and National Missing Children's Day on Facebook. Watkins said he does not believe Poland follows the Hague Convention, saying he knows of other parents whose abducted children were allowed to disappear in Poland with no help from its court system. Poland is the black hole of parental abductions, he said. Watkins said he is trying to raise awareness so the Canadian government will fight for change. He points out that Prime Minister Stephen Harper is hosting the head of the Polish government, Donald Tusk, in Ottawa this week, and could ask for help getting his boys back. The Canadian government is already giving him a great deal of support, he noted. But if somehow the Prime Minister of Canada can address the issue of international abductions to Poland, I think that could make a huge difference. After Watkins lost his December court case in Poland, he got high-level assistance from Diane Albanese, Minister of State of Foreign Affairs, which in that video just previously that you saw. Albanese sent a letter to her Polish counterpart, Jan Borkowski, seeking the return of Watkins' sons on humanitarian and compassionate grounds. She asked Borkowski to ensure Polish courts would follow the Hague Convention, given the fact that these Canadian children or unlawfully abducted from Canada. That Mr. Watkins has a valid court order in Canada granting him full custody of the children. Watkins said Poland's National Missing Children's Association will speak at his hearing this next week, another boost for his case. Still, without a dramatic shift in the Polish court rulings, Watkins does not expect his month-long stay in Poland will result in his son's return. But he pledged to keep on fighting. Now, Watkins told CTV News Channel via Skype that he is fighting a battle that may only be won if Harper, the Prime Minister of Canada, gets behind the effort and lobbies on his behalf. And here's what he had to say to CTV News.
The Prime Ministers of Canada and Poland are refusing to weigh in into an international controversy surrounding a man from Ontario and his custody battle. Stephen Watkins has asked the federal government to intervene in his court case, which is currently before the courts in Poland. He won custody of his 8- and 10-year-old sons, but their mother whisked them off to her native country of Poland. Mr. Watkins joins us now on the line via Skype from Warsaw. So, Mr. Watkins, we know the Prime Minister, in fact, just answered a question about you a few moments ago, and we're going to listen to that quickly, and then I want to get your reaction, okay? Let's listen to that clip.
As you know, Canadian government has been given consular assistance and giving assistance to ultimately enforce Canadian court orders in this case. Beyond that, as you know, the matter is before the courts, so I'm not sure I want to get too much into the details of an individual case.
So that was a little bit vague. What is your reaction to what Stephen Harper said?
Well, my first reaction is it's not a custody case. We're doing a Hague Convention, which is an international treaty, so it's not custody. This is a decision of where the habitual country of my sons are from, and this is what is being decided here in Poland. So I understand the point of view of weighing into the particular case, but I want to point out that last 4 months we realized that there's hundreds of cases to Poland, and a lot of children from many countries are not returning due to seem to be problems within the Polish court system. And again, this is an international treaty that Canada and Poland has signed, and I don't think it's actually operating correctly here in the country of Poland.
Remind our viewers a little bit more of the background of your story, how your kids ended up in Poland. I had full custody of my children. They went to visit their mom on the weekend through a court order, and it turned out that her and her father decided to bring them into the United States and into Poland. So this is a clear abduction case. It is not a custody issue. International laws have been broken. Canada has realized that, and they've acted upon it. They've issued not only a Canadian-wide alert for it, but also a worldwide Interpol alert. That Interpol alert, again, which is a separate treaty between Canada and Poland, is not recognized. They have not taken action on the Interpol alert either. So, you know, there is a bit of confusion, I guess, when media asks about these types of things. We are dealing with the Hague Convention. This is the return of the children, of when children have been abducted, and we're trying to return them back to their habitual country. Now, Stephen, obviously, based on what you're saying, the situation has certainly escalated. You are in Poland now. You've got a court hearing coming up on Wednesday, as I understand it, that's going to decide, in all likelihood, the fate of your sons. What are some of the challenges that you are facing?
A lot of challenges. I mean, I've been using social media. I've been talking to a lot of different parents around the world. They're either in situations where the Polish courts are not returning their children. If they have made an order to return, they're not complying. So I kind of stepped back, tried to review what's going on here in Poland, and
I got to tell you, the odds are against me because it seems as though there's so many different things that are not in place here to hold a Hague Convention. That it's comparing apples to oranges.
Right, and you were, if I'm not mistaken, you are appealing an earlier Polish court ruling that decided your boys had sort of integrated into Polish society, and that, at least according to that court, it would be in their best interest if they stayed in Poland. So it's up to you now to sort of prove otherwise.
Right, and Poland is using, the Polish courts, I should say, is using a loophole in the Hague Convention, and that's a loophole is Article 13b, and it says in the article, grave risk to return. Well, this means that unless you're a war-torn country, or if the children are being returned to a parent who's going to hurt them and kill them, then I understand. But that's not the materials we provided to the Polish courts. It does not say that. It says otherwise, actually, and that has not been recognized. And that's exactly what we're trying to do and try to set precedents here, is to define what does the words grave risk mean in Poland, whereas around the world, case laws will use certain case laws from other jurisdictions like the United States. Here, I can't cite those case laws, so we're going to introduce some of these case laws that will define what does it mean by grave risk.
And let me just jump in here because we're almost out of time. But how would you characterize the Canadian government's role in this? I mean, you've been trying to get them involved. We saw the Prime Minister commenting to a certain extent about your case. How would you describe how they have been in helping you?
I got to say, everybody, as far as foreign affairs, the Canadian Embassy here in Poland, Ontario Central Authority, everybody's been on the ball, working hard on this. We need the political clout. We need, Stephen Harper to understand, and our Prime Minister to understand this is a big problem here in Poland. It's affecting hundreds of cases around the world, and our children not being returned. So I'm fighting for my sons to return, but by him speaking up, it's going to help a lot of people and also the Polish community, I believe.
Stephen Watkins on the line via Skype in Warsaw, Poland, fighting his case. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Watkins.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.